Yeah, I'm still getting through this COVID. We love the time that it takes. Today's my last Paxlovid, and yeah, that's looking forward to ending that. And what Paxlovid does is it reduces the level of virus, and hopefully, when you finish, you're low enough to more or less get better. So that's the story. A quick update. Just be careful. It's out there, and we got to be safe. Okay, today this is a wonderful presentation on silver. That's a name, and it's Lone Ranger's horse. I used to watch this religiously. I think it was on Saturday nights, and we would have hamburgers and beans, and I would watch the Lone Ranger. It's pretty amazing. And I know I keep saying this every day, that things in your mind are this, thank goodness, are there, and they're not triggered, thank goodness, because if everything triggered, ooh, I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking of this, it would drive you crazy. But certain things, and I often say it to 24, my wife, I just had a flashback. And it could be a lot of different things. But when, Lone Ranger, the flashback, particularly to watching it, also, I want to have where I'm saying Tonto was his Indian partner, which is a very interesting combination. I agree with it and thought it was great. We liked Tonto. And he would say, Komasima Badi. He had a name for the Lone Ranger. And Silver was the horse of Lone Ranger. And, you're going to see a little variation in shiny and in color and what have you. But again, these are images that we pull directly related to what's in the system for Silver, the horse. So anyway, getting going here. Silver, the Lone Ranger's horse, has an interesting history both in fictional universe of the Lone Ranger and in the real world of entertainment. So I guess hopefully the Silver got paid double. Anyway, I don't know where I get these ideas, but anyway, we always want to have equal time, equal fairness, and also equal pay. Anyway, in the fictional history, the Lone Ranger's story, Silver is portrayed as a magnificent white stallion. And I can still see the image of the show starting up and the Lone Ranger riding Silver at about 150 miles an hour. And it was just like, wow, this is great. The origin story of how the Lone Ranger acquires Silver varies slightly between different adaptations, but common version goes as follows. The Lone Ranger, originally a Texas Ranger named John Reed, is ambushed along with his fellow Rangers by outlaws led by Butch Cavendish. Reed is the sole survivor, saved by a Native American named Tonto. And there's the link and how they got together. Pretty cool. During his recovery, Reed and Tonto came across a white wild stallion that had been injured. They nursed the horse back to health, and Reed names him Silver. From then on, Silver becomes his faithful companion. As I've done all these wonderful animals throughout history, one of the common themes is loyalty and being faithful. And to me, that's the epitome of animals, unless they're abused and brought up in a very bad way, and we hope not. You know, we pray for all the animals. I pray for all the animals every day. I pray for a lot of different things, my family and what have you. But we like to get those animals in to make sure that around the world they're treated as to the best they can be, and they live a long, happy life. I know that's not realistic, but you know, you got to try. Okay, we had a symbol of purity and justice. Silver's white color often symbolizes purity and justice, aligning with the Lone Ranger's own moral code. The horse's strength, speed, and loyalty make him an ideal partner for the masked hero as they travel the Old West fighting for law and order. Now, the Lone Ranger had a mask, and we liked that mask. And I know during some of this issue there was, we're going to unmask the Lone Ranger, and I guess it's one of those in the old days, what we call today, just making it sound like it's such an event that everybody has to watch it and love it. But that's okay. We do love these animals. And by the way, that is Silver standing right behind me. As I've progressed in the channels, in fact, I'm going to add chat in the next couple days, we bring the horse in this case, so you can see the horse and certainly get a better idea. And, you've seen the picture below. That is the Lone Ranger doing his thing and saving the world. Okay, in the real world history, the Lone Ranger was first introduced in a radio show that pioneered in 1933. Silver was featured prominently in these radio dramas, capturing the imaginations of listeners and becoming an integral part of Lone Ranger's image. Okay, now Silver appeared in various film serials, television shows, and movies. In the 1949, that's the year I was born, to 1957 television series, Silver was portrayed by a horse named White Cloud. And again, a lot of this, even though I loved the Lone Ranger, watched every episode, there's a lot of things you just, back then, they didn't either tell you or it didn't make much difference. I just find going into some of the minutia on things that you just didn't know from way back then. The show's popularity helped cement the image of the Lone Ranger and Silver in a popular culture. Okay, training and stunts. In the television series and films, Silver was often trained to perform various stunts and tricks, showcasing the horse's intelligence and enhancing the action-packed scenes. Yeah, very true. These trained horses were crucial in bringing the character of Silver to life on the screen. Okay, Silver, along with the Lone Ranger, became an iconic duo in American culture. The catchphrase, "Hi-yo, Silver away," yeah, that's how he basically told Silver to get his butt moving. It became widely recognized, and Silver's image was used in various merchandise, including toys, comic books, and more. Okay, the legacy continues to be remembered fondly by fans of the Lone Ranger, me being one of them, representing the ideas of justice, bravery, and loyalty. You know, throughout history, we can talk about a lot of different things, and the point is that the themes are always good themes. Reality theme, maybe not reality, but where we want good, justice, and another catchphrase, and the American way. Now, I know from then to now, it's a little hard to define the American way. By the way, there's another picture of silver. Now, I know it's a little harder, kind of the image looks white, a little bit of silver, and you're going to see a couple more that, again, are what was listed and brought up under silver, but some I would say look a little bit more accurate than others. This one, you know, this really looks silver. So you'd say, well, silver was silver, but really not really, as I remember and it even said it a minute ago that silver was technically a white horse. They wouldn't and couldn't do anything like, well, we're taking a white horse and we're going to make the horse silver. Totally against rules, dangerous, and can hurt the animal. So it wouldn't be where they're directly doing anything to silver. Now see this one, again, I get 6 versions of the same, what we call prompt. So this is looking more brown, but, you know, again, pictures can look different, pictures from different angles, so on and so forth. So, again, the gist of this is how wonderful animals are. I mean, you're going to say, Jim, you have to keep telling me the same thing every day? The Lone Ranger was great. He saved a lot of people. He couldn't have done it without silver. And also, Tonto, his Indian friend and sidekick. And we all love Tonto. And maybe even though that's not particular animal oriented, probably be a good idea to do a little, a presentation on Tonto, because they were right together. Anyway, it was where he had a special name for Lone Ranger. Anyway, I hope you're doing well today. I hope you're feeling well today. I want to thank you for being here. And I just really love to do these. This is considered a live versus dead. And live is where if you make a mistake, the show goes on. So, you know, I've had to learn to do a little bit better every day. And that's kind of how most people that are successful in YouTube will say, it's never going to be perfect. You don't want to sit here all day working on the same thing saying, well, it's not right yet, it's not right yet, it's not right yet. You have to just say, move forward and just work to make things better. And I think that's probably a very good point of where we would feel is important in life. So thank you. Stay well. Stay away from COVID. And I want to thank you very much for being here and sharing these opportunities with me. Thank you.